guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Okemute. If it's your first time here, hey you, thank you so much for joining the family. So we're just going to be doing a makeup tutorial today. I'm just going to be walking you guys through another everyday makeup look, and this one I'm going to be using strictly drugstore products, so we're just going to head right into it. My face is already moisturized as per usual, so I'm going to go in with my primer, and this one is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So I'm just going to apply this on the places that I tend to get oily. So my skin is not at its best today. As you guys can see, I have some rashes over here. Remember when I told you guys, I think it was sometime last year, that I noticed that every time I cook, I tend to have heat rash. You guys has not stopped still, and I don't know what to do. Like, it drives me crazy because I have to cook like almost every 2 to 3 days, and I end up having heat rash. Very annoying actually. And I really want to be consistent with my uploads this year. And I don't know, anytime I see my face, you know, breaking out like this, I tend to shy away from filming, but I'm really trying with consistency this year, so ain't no rush gonna be stopping me. So primer is already in, applied it on the places that I like to prime, and I'm going to be moving on to foundation. For that, I'm going in with my Maybelline Superstay today, and if you watched my last tutorial, I've been feeling matching my foundation to my neck, so I tend to go in with a darker shade of foundation lately. So I'm going to be using the shade Deep Bronze, which is typically my shade, my regular shade that I usually use, but because I'm going for something a bit darker today, I'm going to be mixing a little bit of Java into that as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So trust the process, okay? I know that it's looking darker than, you know, what you would expect I'll use, but I've been liking this look lately, like going in with a darker shade of foundation. By the time I add my concealer and everything, it balances out and, you know, matches my neck and all of that properly. So just trust the process, okay? Alright you guys, so this is what we have, and now we're going to be moving on to concealer, and for that I'll be using my Elegant concealer. I have this one in the shade Fawn. As you guys already know, we've been loving the bright under eye look, so we're going to be doing just that. So I've applied that to the places that I like to highlight, and now I'm going to leave that to dry down a little bit. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going in with my Black Opal foundation stick in the shade Ebony Brown. This is going to serve as my contour shade today. I don't like to apply it directly on my skin. I prefer to go in with a brush and then apply it because I feel like I have better control that way. So we're just going ahead to blend that in real quick, and I'm going to have the list to all the products that I used today written in my description box. I'm probably going to have them linked in my Amazon storefront, so it'll be a bit easier for you to find them. So now that that is blended in, I'm going to move on to blush, and for that I'll be using my NYX Sweet Cheeks, and I'm going to be using 2 shades today. I have the shade Bombshell and Baby Doll. Now that that is blended into my liking, I'm going in with another concealer. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I think this is the hydrating version, and I have it in the shade Deep Caramel. I'm just going to be using this to also brighten the under eye a little bit. This shade is way brighter than the Fawn, so I'm not going to be using so much of it. So I'm just blending in that second shade just right here. I'm not taking it elsewhere, blending that in, and then we blend out the edges. So now that that is blended into my liking, I'm going to go ahead and set the highlighted areas. And look what we have here. It's the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'm just going to be using this and a puff that I got off Shein. I'm going to have this linked in my description box as well. I'm going to go into the powder and take all of that excess off, dust it off at the back of our hands like this, because you don't want too much. We're going to be setting lightly first before we go ahead and bake. So going in with a beauty sponge, you want to smoothen out all those creasing that you probably already have under your eyes, and you're going to go ahead and look up, because if you look down you mess it up again. So we're going in with the powder puff now, and we'll lightly press that in. So repeating the same step over here, you're going to be using the twist and roll technique to smoothen out that creasing. And as you guys can see, even as much as I'm trying to smoothing some creasing, I still have like some natural creasing here that no matter what you do, it won't go, because that's just how your eyes are. So there's nothing you can do about that. But you could just go ahead and smoothing, you know, the ones that you know that can be smoothing, and it's not how, you know, your eyes are, that's just your concealer creasing in that area. But the one that like your natural lines that you have over there, there's really nothing you can do about that. So going in with my powder, I've dusted off the excess. We're also going to be using like a lifted technique to apply the powder, especially for this area where I have more pronounced creasing. So I'm going ahead to lift that in so the powder can get in there. So we're going in with some more powder, and now we can go ahead and bake. Alright, so that is to my liking. We're going ahead to set the contoured areas with the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. I'll be using this shade right here. Alright, so now that that is done, I'm going in with this Milani blush to set the areas that I also applied the liquid blush. So we're going to go ahead and set the foundation as well. And this is a L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation, or foundation in powder. And I have this one in the shade Deep Amber. I'm hoping this one is not going to be too dark, because I haven't used it before. But yeah, let's see if it's not going to be too dark. So I went ahead to add a bit more powder to the under eye, and this time around it was something brighter, and I didn't have the shade that I was looking for, so I mixed a bit of the Sacha Buttercup with this Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. This one is in the shade 5. It's really fair, so I just added like 2 equal halves of both. And now we're going to be moving on to brows, and I'm going to be going in with my Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. I have this one in the shade Black Brown. Baby, I can feel it with you. Maybe you feel the same with me too. Made it 난 네 생각하다 잠들어. My heart is beating for you. Waiting 널 헤매이고만 있어. I don't know what more to expect. Made it 난 네 생각하다 잠들어. I'm going to go ahead to clean that up with my Elegant Concealer in the shade Toast. So I went ahead to apply the same concealer on my lid and also set that with the same face powder that I used, and now I'm going to be going in with the bronzer if I can find it. I'm going to be using the same bronzer that we used earlier, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit of that on my crease just to define that area, also bring it forward into the brow bone and back down. And now with a clean blending brush and the setting powder that we used, dust off the excess and brush that into this area right here, also using that to blend out the bronzer that we used. So now that that is blended into my liking, I'm going to be going ahead to create a wings liner. Wings liners have been a must for me lately, so I'm going to be using the Kiki Milano Eye Lasting Gel Liner. So I moved on to do my lashes, and the lashes I used today are from AliExpress. I'm just going to go ahead and dust off the excess powder. I'm just going to go in really lightly. I'm going to dust that off just once. Let's go ahead and blend in the powder, still very light-handed. I'm going to be blending in all that remaining powder. Now going in with another puff and the same face powder. I'm going to use that to blend this area in, take it across my nose and right here. Just like that. I'm just using that to take away every hash line. So you want to blend this edge of the highlights, the other edge across your nose, and take that all over, just so we do not see no hash lines. Let's go ahead to bring back the blush. Some mascara for the under eyes, and this one is the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. We're pretty much done with the eyes, and now I'm going to be moving on to the lips. I'll be lining with my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I have this one in the shade Protector, and I'll be going over that with my NYX Butter Lip Gloss in the shade Sorbet. We're going to be topping that with the NK lip gloss from the beauty supply store. So we're pretty much done, and here's the part where I just go in again with my powder and powder brush and just finish out everything to make sure that everything is blended in really nice. If I need to go back with my blush, I'll go in again, because you guys already know we love blush and we'll always go and top up that. So I just like to go in a little bit and intensify that, and I think that looks good, so we're just going to leave that. And now we're going to move on to set all of that in place. And before that, I like to bring back my beauty marks if I can find my liquid liner. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. We're pretty much done. I'm just going to go ahead to set, and I'm using the e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. I'm just going to go ahead and spritz this all over my face. And the final step is to go in with my Makeup Revolution. I think this is a Super Hold Misting Spray. I'm just going to spritz this over my face as well. That pretty much brings us to the end of today's video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for sticking around with me. I hope you learned something. I hope you found the video helpful. I'm going to have a list of all the products that I use written in my description box, and I'm going to have a link to my Amazon storefront, so everything I use, the ones I can find on Amazon, I'll have them linked there, and it'll be easy for you to shop the products. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. I think I already said that. Hit that subscribe button, join the family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.